You're listening to the Weekenders Only podcast, where we talk weddings, business, and everything in between. Whether you're grinding through the week or cruising into the weekend, we're so glad you're here. Let's get into it.
You showed back up. We are so thankful for that. Welcome to episode 2 of the Weekenders Only. I'm Leslie Withrow, and I am so excited that you joined us today. I'm telling you, like Joe said in last episode, we have some amazing guests coming, sharing their heart, sharing their vision, sharing how they started from the bottom, and now they're here. And before we dive in, let me introduce you to our table.
I'm Abby.
Abby, what?
Oh wait, cut.
Abby, that was such a good intro. We're gonna keep rolling.
What are we supposed to say?
I can piece it.
No, I actually like to keep going. Keep going.
You just say, is it like I'm Abby? I'm Joe.
Yes.
You're like, I'm Abigail Sanders. Like,
Okay.
you gotta at least say your first and last name
Okay.
with some pep.
Will you ask me again?
What'd
you say?
That was such a great intro.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, just start with your name because I'll cut it.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I
Ready?
don't like cutting. We're starting over.
No, you won't be able to tell because it's
I'm
just
so
gonna go
sorry.
from you to her.
Okay. I'm like, I can't do
Do
that.
I need to look at my camera though?
No.
Sorry. I
3.
messed this all.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine.
I'm Abby Sanders.
I am Joe Snell.
I'm Joanna Perry.
I'm Korry Jones.
And this is our special guest today. We are so excited to have at our table today Korry Jones, the owner and lead artist of Watercolors by Korry.
Yep.
Okay, Korry,
I'm
where-
it. I
you're
did it
here.
all.
Where now? How far was your drive today?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Wow.
She drove an hour and a half. for
Dedicated.
us. I feel
love
so blessed, spoiled and blessed. That you are.
Blessed.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. I have to know. What were you doing on your drive? Were you listening to music? Were you on the phone? Were you praying? Were you contemplating on
Were you
coming?
podcasting?
I was worshiping to music,
Love
but
it.
then I'm not gonna lie, I did look a little bit on Facebook Marketplace. I really shouldn't.
While
have.
you were driving?
I mean, yeah, I even found a table and like sent it a screenshot to my husband, like I want this, and he said no. But it's
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm so
I'm not
impressed
gonna
right
lie, you're
now.
the only one. I do that too, and
The
I just
Lord,
wait
like,
for
was
Colton to
with me.
text me, being like, "Why are you doing that?"
The Lord was with me.
I'm like sitting here shaking in my boots for you right now. Were you wearing your seatbelt?
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at anybody. I'm not
But
calling
if
anybody
it's my
out.
time to go, then it's just my time, you know.
But listen,
The-
Facebook
No, Joe.
Marketplace is so good. So good.
It's so good. Well,
It's like my new social media. Like we scroll I used to scroll so many things, but now I know I'm growing up because I scroll Facebook.
I'm
Makes
gonna- Did you know that you can rate like sellers and buyers?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what my rate would be? A 0. This is me. I'm the person that'll get on the phone and be like, "Is this available?" And then they message me back, and then I'm not a Facebooker like on messages.
You ghost
so then
them.
So then I ghost them, and then I come back and I'm like, "Is this still available?" They're like, "Yes." And then they're like, "Will you pick this up?" Then I don't get back on the messenger, and then I come back and it's like sold.
Okay.
I'm like, I missed my opportunity. But John loves it because I save him so much money.
Sure.
So one thing we do here, Korry, again, welcome to our table. One thing we do every episode is we call Raise a Glass. And this is our time where we share good things that are happening in our life because, like, you know, the world is full of so much turmoil, so much just like grossness, and they don't really focus on the good things. And so we're going to raise our glass. So everybody raise your glass. Cheers.
Cheers.
Around the table. Cheers. And who wants to go first?
I mean, I will.
Oh, yes.
We just moved into our forever home, so
That's
It's beautiful.
so
I've seen
exciting.
the
it's
pictures.
empty. But that's why I'm on Facebook Marketplace. It's empty, but it's fixing to not be empty.
I love
so.
it. Is it on land?
Yes.
Oh, how many acres?
I think it's like 6.
That's
or
awesome.
7-ish.
So nice. So
Family
nice.
land.
So much room for
I love
opportunities.
Certain activities and pink.
Do you
Lots
like
of
to
hunting.
garden?
No.
Yeah.
My husband does.
Well, you've been ate a pretty
My husband
good
does,
point.
but I'll
Listen.
put stuff in a pot.
Yeah.
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 I've never-
Bow.
I've never gardened a day in my life.
We do
okay?
have a garden though, but my husband does the gardening.
So we should have had
I know,
him on
but-
for some gardening tips because
Uh-huh.
that's my thing. My reason I'm trying to be a gardener this week.
Okra and all
It's
the
the
things.
season.
So my husband's mom is building a big garden bed right now, and so I'm having her teach me this summer how to garden.
It's actually
It's
you
rewarding.
can do it.
Because with my black house comes my black thumb.
It's okay.
I'm learning how to have
I think I
a
have that
green
too.
I like that one. Okay.
Yeah. That's funny. Anybody else?
Oh, well, I'm pregnant. No,
Yay!
and this week I started feeling her move,
Oh,
which
that's
is
a big deal.
awesome. Yeah, I'm like, this is the coolest part of pregnancy, and I'm only like halfway through, so I'm like, oh my gosh, if I feel it now, imagine like 2-3
Yeah.
months from now, how
Okay,
strong this
how many
can be.
weeks are you?
I'll be 20 weeks tomorrow, so halfway through. I know. It's
Selena, it's so surreal.
I laid in bed the other day and she kicked me hard. And I was like, Josh, put your hand here right now. And when he put his hand there, of course, she's not moving. I'm like, dang it. And he so badly wants to feel, but I'm sure in a few weeks he'll be able
I
to.
love it.
So that's been the
You'll be
highlight.
able to see a whole foot, like
Yes.
Which is amazing. I'm so
Across.
ready for that.
there's a
I know.
Alien.
alien in the
Or you'll be
Precious
waking up every night having to go to the bathroom like, oh, okay. This is
Be like, dang, I wish you'd quit kicking me now.
So my raise a glass is, I don't know about you guys, my dad raised us on Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey, I'm like, give or take, pros and cons to everything in life. Again, eat the meat, spit out the bones. So, but John Wesley and I, we are like, this is our year to pay off a lot of debt, which is like not big to a lot of people, but it's big to us, especially. I'll be 30 this year, he'll be 34. That's a big deal, So this week we'll be like paying off some debt, and it's like, but I'm also gonna get a new car this year, so it's like you pay off debt to get into debt, But hey, I'm really proud about that. So.
Some debts are okay, I think.
So yeah,
That's
I
everybody
totally
has
believe it. I
some.
totally believe it.
Some
I think at a certain age you start going, what do I want to spend money on? You just start reevaluating your money and like really going, I want to make sure every dollar's going to something specific, And so
like that.
yeah, well my car, my
getting there.
yeah, in my mind I'm like, I'm paying off my car so I can get a new car, so I can keep that car. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You just need a budget. You just need to have a Facebook Marketplace budget, so at least you're telling your money to go to that budget, and then
Yes.
it's still good because you budgeted.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Budget. I don't know if y'all have Mr. Budget in your life. He ain't always my friend. He's my foe, but sometimes my friend.
Yeah.
So works and favors. Joe.
We're not very connected at the moment. Me and Mr. Budget.
It's
are
okay.
really-
Hey, listen, girl, me either. Especially when I see our, I was about to say it, our Dillards. I was gonna call it.
Just say it.
Dirty Dillards in this place. If you haven't gone, you need to go.
To all of our
Yes,
Pine,
yes.
to all of our Pine Blood people, we do love you.
But it is a little dirty in there.
It is. The lights are real low.
Yeah, Mr. Budget. He sees me
Let me
pulling up.
turn
He
on
starts
the
sweating.
You're saving money when you go there.
That's
Yes.
Or you save so much money
Josh.
that you spend so much money. That's John's philosophy. I'm like, that's terrible. That's so heartbreaking. Like,
I love to tell my husband how much I've saved. Tell him how much you've
you
spent.
did. That's good.
Say,
Write
this
that
is how
down.
much this was when they first sold it, and this
Yes.
is what I got it for.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And then it's like, dang,
It's
you
like
did
a whole new
good.
picture for him. Yeah.
You
I love
virtually got it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
made
yeah,
money.
Yes, you made
you're
money
welcome.
by going
Yeah.
there.
You're like, I could have gotten this for $200, but I got it for
For-
$2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. John would be like, oh, I don't know if y'all do this. Do you ever sometimes see like $7.99? You're like, oh, it's $7. John's like, no, it's actually probably $9. I'm
That's
like,
Josh does
$7.
that. I'm like,
I
gosh, you're
always
raining on my parade.
Go under, and Kelton always tells me no. That's not how that works.
And
Me and John.
normally if you have something, somebody's like, oh, I like your shoes. Like, I made him like, they were $2.
Yes,
Yes.
I can't just be
Goodwill,
like that.
baby.
I know. I'm like, wait, sponsor, newly by Abigail Sanders.
I know. It's like, I'm not going to tell anybody I rented this, but I have to. I have to.
I
can't
rented
get
this,
gas.
who rented this, who
Yeah.
rented this. Yeah.
But also, I'm not going to lie, a little fake bag. I always say,
Oh.
I'm not going to tell them that it's fake, but I always do. Every
You
time.
just tell your
I have a
close
theory
friends.
about this. You have some real
Yeah.
and some fake,
Yes.
and then people don't know. That's
Yeah.
because that's how I do. I have some real and I have
Right.
some that are fake, and
Nobody will ever
nobody's
know.
gonna know. Yeah.
How would they
Yeah.
know?
How will they know?
Joe, what's your race of glass? moment?
Oh, my raised glasses. Our chickens are really doing good. We collected 38 eggs
Joe.
last night.
Eggs every day.
This is your last episode.
Yes.
This
Yes.
last episode. This was the same raise your glass moment.
Oh, was it really?
I don't
Was
know,
it the
chicken man.
eggs?
Chicken man?
Okay. My raised
the
glass.
price of
I'm
those
putting in.
eggs?
We're putting in raised garden beds. right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
28 raised garden beds.
So the name of this is gardening.
Yes.
Y'all,
live
of course
gardening.
you
I'm like Abby Black.
I'm trying to be a green thumb then.
I know. So you raised
So-
garden beds.
Yes.
Ever going to sell your eggs?
I don't know if we will. We've been giving them away to everybody.
Yeah.
Those
Have a
eggs are
little
crazy
farm
expensive.
stand.
I know. I wish I had one of those. Have you seen those automated ones where like people can come and take their eggs out? They put
You
their
would.
money in.
That sounds like something
I will
you
drive to Cabot
Yes.
for those eggs.
I'm telling you, they
You need
they
eggs
give a lot
for
of.
real?
You just tell me. I will
Okay.
bring you eggs. All the eggs you can ever eat.
Eggs are expensive.
They
Gave away 8
$10.
dozen
And they
eggs.
taste better. The farm
But
fresh
also,
ones
Oh,
taste
they do.
I
Yes.
really
Yeah.
do want chickens.
Yeah.
They're
And
so
so
pretty.
we can have
Yeah,
an
I'm good at
off-camera
it.
conversation
I'm-
about this.
Yes.
Because somebody needs to tell.
No.
I'm not just a
I'm gonna
black
tell you
thing.
right now.
I don't
No.
know.
I had chickens.
I'm like, give me the rabbit.
Her,
I hear
her
them
chickens.
across
Yeah.
the
that-
road.
My
yes.
chickens, my friend, one of my closest best friends, Brooke, she brings me over these chickens.
Yes.
She goes, "You have 3 hens, 1 rooster." I'm like, "Okay." I've never touched these chickens, never paid attention to them. Okay. I've had them for like a couple weeks now. They're great. My roosters come on my porch.
You have them right now.
No,
Oh, no,
listen,
no,
the story
this
gets
is-
better.
okay.
It's like cock-a-doodle-doodling, all the things. So
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
ma'am.
"Here's a rooster."
No, ma'am.
We come home one day, John's like, "Something got one of our hens." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." The next, something got a hold of our hens.
Yep.
Obviously, we didn't know what was going on. Something got a hold of our hens. One day, my rooster, I'm sitting there at my kitchen sink, and I have this window that I can see through my front porch, see through my front driveway. I see my rooster walk across the street, join my neighbor's farm, and has never returned. We drive sometimes, and we're
He
like,
said,
"Hey, buddy."
did he have a name?
I think it was like Henry or something. It
He
was,
said,
yeah.
"This is-
Yes.
this is
That
place."
tells you how
Like
much.
this
That tells you how
is-
much I care.
there's
Joe over
nothing
here has
here.
slick
Yes.
back, and I'm like, I don't
Yes.
remember his name. I'm
Yes.
like,
So,
Gone.
do y'all
He's
have
gone.
a rooster?
Oh, I have like.
Do you
12
have to have a
roosters.
rooster to
You-
get eggs?
No, not to get eggs.
But
if
to
you
get the
want,
chicken.
yeah, to get baby
Okay.
chicks, you have to have a rooster.
So I don't want a rooster. I just
No.
want eggs.
If you
The
just want
roosters
eggs,
can be
then
mean.
you can get hens.
They can be.
Yeah, I have about 70 chickens right now.
Did y'all know this
Golly.
podcast was going to turn into how to have chicken?
chickens.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I don't
and-
want chickens.
What is it? Instead of like a like
No
to know,
chickens.
it's like, and come visit our farm at
Yes.
$5 entry fees, $10 eggs.
That's it.
Yeah, that's hysterical. Yeah, so chicken days are behind me. Joe's the only chicken farmer I know next to Brooke and Brady.
I see the chickens in our future. Kel.
Yeah, Kelvin's behind the camera like, we don't have time.
He's like, please, God.
And then will you have a black chicken house?
Yes.
Do that- okay,
Ooh,
first
you
off,
could- they have
rewind.
black chickens.
Rewind.
That's what I was going to ask.
They do.
I
They
need
do.
all black chickens.
They do.
To go with my black
Oh
house.
yes.
I love that.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Can I build a little coop that looks like my house?
You
That's
could.
Yes.
I have
Yes.
sheep metal in the
You
back.
have to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
If we come back for our
Stay
next episode to
tuned.
record, and if we don't see this, I'm gonna send
telling
VP
you.
out here.
Yes.
Okay.
Little black coop.
Yes. Do y'all have black chickens?
Oh yes.
Do y'all have a black chick right now or no?
Not.
Okay. As
not a
soon
baby.
this will
not
be
a
my
baby.
sign to get chickens is when y'all have a black little chick.
Oh, that's
That's
easy.
my sign to get
That's
chickens.
easy.
Joe's like, I can make that happen.
I can make that
Yeah, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't let
Yes.
that
As soon as y'all hens birth a black chicken, we'll buy a black coop.
That's hysterical.
All day long.
That's
That's
I'm
easy.
so excited.
That's easy.
Well, Joe, tell us why we're here today.
We are here really to discuss about taking your career from a side hustle and when it goes into a full sprint.
Yeah.
And what that's all about.
Yeah. And I feel like Korry is such a great
Yes.
example of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that for me, like, it wasn't even necessarily like, okay, I gotta do this. It was, I had encouragement from like family, friends, and everybody was like rooting for me. And it was more of like just taking the risk.
Yeah.
I didn't really even know. I knew that from the start, like where I started was actually in COVID 2020.
That's what I was gonna ask, because that's when y'all met, right?
We
Yes.
met at
Yeah.
AEG Bridal Show, and I remember I picked up your business card, and noticed on the back you had a Bible verse. I'm like, dang, that's bold. I like that.
Yes.
Well, and I'm gonna get emotional, but like the whole start of my business like was not planned at all.
Wow.
So I was a dental hygienist, and as far as I knew, that was what I was gonna do like forever. And God said, nope, actually this is what you're gonna do, because I did one painting. It was in September of 2020. I did one painting for my mother-in-law because we were all still just hanging out at home at that time, and then it just snowballed. And when I say snowballed, like the orders were just coming in left and right. And I'm not trying to be like,
No. Yeah.
you know
Well,
what I
let's
mean.
talk about how good her art is.
Yeah,
For a
it's
second.
so
It's
good.
so good.
Abby was
No,
like, we were
I'm gonna
just
get
supposed to be like,
embarrassed.
should we ask her to bring us some art tomorrow to hang in the studio?
Have
Shameful.
But anyway, so it just like, it got to where I was having to stay up half the night to keep up with the orders.
Wow.
And so I knew it was from God. Like, there was
Yeah.
no question, because I was like, I never could have thought this up in a million years.
So how long were you a dental hygienist?
I graduated in 2014, so like 7 years.
Wow. So yeah, that was like a full. I feel like that was like.
And
that
I
was a
loved it,
full-blown
like-
career switch.
But I'm such a creative mind.
Yeah, I
that,
mean,
like
your outfit too, yeah.
that like the same thing every day, like routine, like was like making me want to go crazy.
I feel like jobs like that are really hard
Yeah.
for creatives.
Very.
I feel like that right now. I'm like, sometimes when I'm at work, I'm like, I could just be at home.
Yeah.
Making art, editing.
You're thinking of all the things you wish you could be doing.
Yes. Like, you almost feel trapped. I hate to be that
No,
way.
that's okay.
Well, and I think that's where I got, and my husband saw it, like he saw it all over me, and one day he finally came to me and said, just quit.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Look at
all right.
Tell
Like,
me
and I went
twice.
and I told my boss the next day, like I was like, listen, and he was very understanding, wonderful Christian team, like loved them. If I had to go back to dental hygiene, like I would go to them. But like he knew it was coming. He saw it from a mile away. He was like, you're getting too busy on me. You're getting too busy on me. And I was like,
So when you did start doing watercolors by Korry, this is me thinking logistical, because now before with CAE, I was more of the artistic side, and yeah, I had like logistics in my background too, just with ministry. But I think now, like Joanna does this best. She's like, no, what weekend, what day? Like her little mind is like like clockwork, trying to think
live
of
off
snakes.
my calendar.
She
If it
does.
ain't on there, I'm not
not me.
gonna
I'm
do
just
it.
living
Yes.
free.
Well, what I was saying is like, when did you look at your calendar and start going, oh my gosh, like something's gonna have to give, because right now, I mean, like obviously, and I say this with respect, like not everybody out there could just be like, I have this dream, I'm gonna quit, see ya. Like, you know, people still, the bills still come, girl. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
and that was like, this was never like a dream of mine. God made it a
so
dream
who was
of mine.
your first wedding or your first like art?
You know, it was for my mother-in-law. It was a gift.
Okay,
And
okay.
I posted
Sorry, I probably missed
it,
that.
like I didn't want to go out. I was like, I'm gonna do something thoughtful, because we were all stuck at home.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and then like I just posted it on like my personal, like, oh, I did this for my
So
mother.
did you ever paint before that then?
I did in high school. Like I was the art nerd, like
Okay.
like really invested in my art classes, but I didn't go to college for art. I wish I would have.
Hey,
We
no,
talked about
no,
that
we're
a
talking
lot.
about
Pivoting.
pivoting. Yeah,
Rewind.
yeah. We literally
So-
said the gifting will always outrule qualifications. Or like
But then
technical.
I've had somebody tell me one time, if you did go to art school or some kind of like professional program, they would have taught you something and made you not do it how you do it now.
Which is the
Yes.
gift of what you do
So-
now. Yeah.
It was just so laid out by God. Like I can't
Yeah.
even explain it. Like there
Yeah.
was not even like a moment where I was like, let me sit down and like, this is how much I make in dental hygiene and this is how much. It was more like, God put this here.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And so, and every day I'm like, you know, I don't know what you have in store for me with this, but
Right.
like, just use me.
Yeah.
And then like,
Yeah.
this came about. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So,
I look, because I laugh, because like the first time that I know I met you was at an ADG bridal show.
yeah.
And I love pink. I actually remember growing up, this is such a funny story. I remember being at the hospital one time with a kidney stones, like on anesthesia, because they were gonna have to like do a medical like fast thing. And my mom, we were getting ready for the Sweetheart Ball in Hot Springs.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there trying to decide if I was gonna wear a pink dress or a red dress, because we had to pick.
Oh.
And my mom looked at me and she was like, I'm sorry, Mom, I love you. Your heart was pure at this moment, but I'm also calling your bluff. I'm like, not true. She was like, honey, pink is just not your color. And I'm like,
How dare
how
you?
dare you? Because pink is like my favorite color. And so I remember meeting her. I'm like, who is this cute butterball of like
And,
pink and glitter and like,
I had somebody say like, who did you hire to come up with your marketing like strategy?
Yeah.
I was like,
my brain.
me. I don't know. I mean, is this marketing? I don't know. Is it just me?
But I
And
totally.
it does draw people in. It's such a
Yes.
happy color. But like literally my
It's you,
laundry
though.
room is like floor to ceiling,
Oh
tone
my
on tone,
God.
like pink, like
Love it.
pink tile. Like it's crazy.
But I totally, and I think we all can attest to
just my
this.
thing.
Have you ever met somebody that has a small business? And like I even think of Oh Hey Bouquet, shout out to her, Sarah Beth over in Benton, and she literally graduated high school, started a small plot, like literally did not go to school. I mean, not that I know of Sarah Beth, we're gonna have you on show, girl, but she literally went from like high school straight to opening her shop. And I'm telling you, there's just, to me, when obviously we are all believers here. When you have the Holy Spirit living in you, there's a glow, there's a light. People are attracted to Jesus. They are, whether they believe in Jesus or not, they are attracted to the realness.
I was like, there's something here.
Yeah.
People are just drawn
I
to
think
you.
that God also like leads your hands and feet. Like
Yeah.
even without you realizing what you're doing
Yes.
at the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Like he'll be having you do stuff like 5 years back, and then you realize like
Yeah.
Impact.
and
yes.
then you realize like when you get to that 5-year
like
point,
she
you're
was
like,
here
oh
for-
my god.
This is
Our
why-
first episode.
Yeah,
You're
We talked about this.
Yeah.
Aw.
I know.
See, it was on the
To make well, I mean, literally in the past few weeks, I've been kind of like, Lord, like just show me what you want me to do next. Lead me where you want me to go. Like I'm willing to talk if you want me to.
Yeah.
And then you message me.
I know. I was like, hey girl, not to bother you.
I'm not a like professional. I don't speak in front of people, so I'm just speaking from the heart. So
Hey, I would love to see the qualifications of what a professional speaker actually is.
Right.
Because
So,
that,
like,
that
that's
was
boring.
just, I feel like that's just some hoity-toity person that was like, you look like you fit the part, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, I've said a lot of things before in a mic that I'm like,
oh, you're good at this.
probably
Don't
should
think
know.
you're
I've
not.
said things before that I'm like, can I
story of
take-
my life every day.
yeah, John Wesley, because we were full-time ministry. That was like, you talk about dental hygienist. That was our, I think, former life, first career was full-time ministry. And there were several times I was a young youth pastor's wife too. Let me rephrase that. 19 years old, young youth pastor's wife. And I remember sometimes getting phone calls from parents being like, my child said you said this. I'm like, did I? I don't know. I think you're remembering it wrong. And having to feel so convicted because I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to say that. But again, I think when you have Jesus in your heart, there's something that is so attractive. People are drawn to you and they don't even know why. I had a friend tell me this week, she said she talked to a girl who's a pagan, and she literally said, her words, not mine. She was like, she's a pagan, and she was like, I don't believe in God. And she's like, but everything she does, I can see the love of Jesus flowing out of her. And I totally believe, you don't have to attend church every day. You don't have to, as long as you believe in the Bible and believe in Jesus, your actions will speak louder than your
Yeah.
words
And
or
this is gonna sound crazy,
professionalism.
but like people say that like my artwork makes them feel a certain way.
Yes.
And I feel like that is also like God orchestrated because I mean
a ministry.
I'm doing
Yes.
it and but I'm not really thinking about it. It's almost like God is working through me. Does that make sense?
gift.
I know that's crazy. but-
No, it's not
I
crazy.
mean, people say like I love like that. I've never met these people at shows or whatever, and they'll come like, I just feel so like peaceful and happy like here, and that is like my why.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I do it, and also to like let my daughter know that you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody hold you back. Don't let yourself hold yourself back.
Yeah.
Like go for it.
Right.
And like we'll be here cheering for you. I think it's important to have like people that are like, you can do it, Otherwise you're gonna get in your head and be like, oh, I don't know about this.
I feel like that is the Joe Snell's mentality. His heartbeat is, you can do it. Like, I think of how many times I love in the last episode we talked about, I don't know if we actually said this, did we? An open door policy. That's Joe. Like, he's always,
I love that.
we call him the shepherd of all shepherds because people will just be gravitated towards him and they're like, I don't even know why, I just feel this connection. I just want to come to you. And then he's like, hey, friend, and then he's like cheering you on.
Everybody needs something.
Yes.
Everybody needs somebody to cheer 'em on.
Yeah. And
Mommy. That's why,
Yeah.
like you saying, your husband was so
Yeah.
supportive of
Very
it. Made me
supportive.
think about like my mom. She,
Oh, yeah.
she, obviously he's the man of the house, but she allowed him and trusted him enough to say, okay, if you feel like you need to do this, like I trust you, and that's
Yeah.
a big step
It is.
for not just for him, but that was a big step for her too.
Huge.
Yeah.
And then Grandma, she encouraged
Oh,
you
all the time.
along the way too.
Yes.
And you talked a lot about how she was your cheerleader.
Do you remember times when you did your first gigs where you were kind of nervous
Oh
going
my
into
gosh,
it?
I was like, what am I doing? Okay, the first
Tell us,
wedding,
yes.
the first wedding I did, it was a coworker of mine. She was getting married. She did not ask me about live painting, but I've been seeing all this stuff, and I was like, I think I can do that. I really think I can do that. And I went to her. I was like, I almost said her name, but she wouldn't have cared.
it's okay.
But I was like, you're gonna think I'm really strange. This is gonna be really weird. And I was like, and you can say no, like I promise, like I won't care.
If you want, we
But I
can
was
link
like,
her name out.
can I come like live paint your wedding at no charge because I don't know if I can do it or not. I was like, if you have a painting at the end of this, then I can. If you see me walking off with my ear, just wave and say like, good try. Because really there's no other way to know if you
Yeah.
can do it
Yeah.
unless you just try. And that's with anything.
Right.
Really,
Yes.
photography.
Can we
included.
shout out to all the people that we just tried on? Like
Oh,
I have so many,
and
and
they
I'm like,
let us.
thank you for trusting
Oh,
me.
yes.
At that
Yes.
moment, like we're here, but we were there at some point. But I'm so
And
thankful.
then it's
for
like
people that
God's
just let us
nudging
try-
you, like, look at you.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
did that. You
Yes.
can do it. You know, you have to.
But it's
you
just
have to
like
take that
I'm
lead.
so thankful for the people that encourage us, and some of those people for me are my first clients
Yes,
that I have.
absolutely.
What was your
So-
when was your first wedding, Abby? Like, can you remember like? Look, she's looking at Kelvin.
Our second date, so I'm glad he believed in me.
So what? But like, when for you did you realize? Like, I know we talked a little bit about that last episode, but like even hearing Korry, there's just. I think when you're drawn to something and when it's just like a natural gift from God, it just happens. Like you
Yeah.
don't even know how you do it. You're like,
I'm
like
not
I
gonna
don't even
lie.
know. It just kind of came to me, you
I'm not
know.
gonna lie, I didn't even think about it. I just did it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this seems like a good idea, and I'm just gonna keep going.
And that's God
Yeah.
leading your hands
Yeah.
in faith.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so
don't
because
even
you just
know.
have such a great eye to like capture images, and I think too, well, seriously, in your heart, like I think too that when it's natural, you make the people around you feel so comfortable, and they're confident in your
Yeah.
ability because you're confident in your gift.
Yeah.
You know.
It just didn't think about it. Like you said, it was just God leading me. You just have to have faith to just keep going. And I feel like in that moment, because I can't even think of the time where I was like, this is like really what I'm supposed to be doing. But I just did it, just kept going. And I feel like God laid the stepping stones, and I'm just having faith and taking a step, one step at a time. I just, hoping for the
faith.
best and just,
Yeah.
That's
trusting.
literally it. You can't
Yeah.
see what's going to be.
But
10
I'm just
years
gonna
from
keep
now.
going.
This episode is brought to you by Central Arkansas Entertainment and Black House Studios. If you've enjoyed this episode, hit follow and share it with a fellow weekender. Until then, stay weekend minded.